This is the Lion's Den. I hope you knew that before you tuned in. This is where the angels and the devils fight their choosing up sides tonight. Me, part man, part monkey, part mystery. And the angels and the devils are playing tug of war with my personality. Welcome to Monday Night Live with me, the Mancow. Special guest star tonight, me. We weren't going to do it, but I wanted to jump on and really basically tell you what's going on with me and running for governor. A little bit of it anyway. As I mentioned, the Lion's Den, and I want to respond. Happy New Year. Yes, I see you, Wayne. I see you, Angie. I see this, and I love this. I want to do honest to God, I had shows where we would have great guests, and I really just wanted to talk to you people. This is an original copy of The Exorcist, first printing, signed to me by William Peter Blatty. I dated Linda Blair, who played Regan, the little girl in this movie version of this, The Exorcist. And he writes some wonderful things to me. There's his note to me. I'm getting somewhere with this. Hang on. Then I told you about this book, Malachi Martin. This is called Hostage to the Devil. It is the most frightening book I've ever read. Many people have said, Mancow, it's too evil. I threw it away. I had the same experience at least 8 times. I bought it and threw it away. You have to be spiritually strong to read this. I want to tell you what William Peter Blatty and Malachi Martin and Father Amorph and others have told me. There are perfect possessions, people that are perfectly possessed, people that are under the influence of evil, people like, well, they mentioned Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. Maybe I'd mention globalist George Bush in there as well. I don't know. This brings me to a new book I want to recommend. This is 30 years of doing this. And I've recommended really this one. You don't need to read this. You've seen the movie. I want to warn you that when you hear the exorcism in the movie The Exorcist, I've spoken with Blatty, spent a lot of time with the girl that played Regan, Linda Blair, and Chicago director William Friedkin. What you're hearing is real exorcisms. You're hearing Jesuit recordings of the demonic. You can release these things into your home through that movie. Oh, it's crazy talk. Okay. I'm going to tell you more. I'm going to tell you more here about this. The Harry Potter books. Those are demons' names. Those are real demonic names. And I knew you were going to say, what is Mancow, some kook about the Harry Potter books? Come on, they're fun books for kids. Oh, exactly. The movies were smart enough to remove all of that so that they get people from the church to go there. But in those books are actual incantations and actual demonic names, the real names that have been around since, well, before we were here. Malachi Martin was murdered due to an exorcism. God allowed it to happen. These things exist for God's glory. Why? It's hard for me to understand. But an encounter with one of these things can wake you up and send you on the right path, perhaps. But my friend Malachi Martin, I've spoken about how in New York City, I was with him walking down the street. He was friends with me. He was also very good friends with Sean Hannity. Walking down the street, I said, are there evil people around, demonic folks around? He goes, little guy, like a Fauci kind of guy, little guy. Although he wasn't he wasn't a demon. He was a godly guy. Heavy brogue. Oh, yes, man, because I like the Lucky Charms guy. When he first came on the show, I said, welcome to the show. We're going to talk about, I think maybe the book, The Jesuits. He had a lot of best-selling books. And he said, no, I listened to the show. I don't want to do the show. And I said, oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Jesus would only want to talk to Christians. Do you know Jesus never spoke with one Christian? Can you imagine how much the audiences hated him? What a sense of humor and what a gift he must have had. Anyway, so Malachi Martin and I become friends. We're walking through New York, and I say, is there demonic around us? And he would warn, as others would warn, don't get obsessed with it. You got to know it's there, but don't get obsessed with it. One nun talks about waking up and something's in the room and it's frightening and demonic. She goes, oh, get out of here. And she goes to sleep, goes back to sleep. I think of people, and you've heard some of them probably on my show, that have obsessed with this stuff, and you can see how they age. You can see how nothing good happens in their life. Maybe initially a promise is made. The soul is sold and good things happen, seemingly wealth, fame, that sort of thing. But it soon dissipates and it becomes a nightmare. I could name names. They got a big posse. That guy's got a big posse. He's got people around him all the time. I could tell the celebrities that it sold out. They'd have a lot of people around him all the time and no mirrors. That's another story. But why did they want people around them all the time? Why did they want to stay up all the time? Because they were terrified. I'm going to interrupt myself. 793, 793, 793. Do you know what that is? 793. Remember that number. There's going to be a quiz at the end of this podcast. This podcast may go 5 minutes. I just wanted to talk to you. That's all I wanted. The next podcast will be me announcing whether or not I run for governor. But I have a lot to say about that. Malachi Martin and I. Get to the point. I'm walking through New York. I said, is there demonic around us? A guy in a nice suit, Wall Street type. We had just been to Notre Dame. Sounds right. And he says, oh, yes, certainly. Oh, they're all around us. They're all around us. People that are under obsession or depression or abused by the evil. Beelzebub, the devil, Satan. Says something in Latin. This guy walking down the street towards us. And he scurries down the street like an animal. Remember, you're dealing with evil. That's what you're fighting against. That's what we're fighting against here on this January 3rd. This brings me to the next book again, 30 years. It is Catholic in nature. I am more evangelical in nature, although Father Caswell from St. John Cantius has been really something to me. Free calendar. But this book, again, it's a Catholic point of view. It may be a little too Catholic for some of our folks. It's called Slaying Dragons. And it just explains the nature of these things, why they hate us. And the reason I recommend this is I learned the power that I have as a father. Power that I have no power. It all comes from above. But power that the man of the house has to bless his wife, to bless his household, to bless his children, or to curse them. When I was in Istanbul, I met some beautiful people, really wonderful folks. I went through the market, I went through the Blue Mosque, I did all that stuff. And you know the eye from India. I see a lot of Greeks wearing it too. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say the eye? Kind of a blue eye with a white, it's a blue circle with a white circle and that's the evil eye. And I had, again, I want to tell you, a truly lovely human being on the outside tell me that they pray for every Christian that picks these up. They put demons on them, they put the demonic on them, and they pray that everybody, and you see girls wearing them. My daughter's friends went and came back and handed them to my daughters, and I went, that'll be good for the trash. They pray for your destruction. You have things in your house. I will talk at some point about a great preacher, now disgraced, that liked to give gifts all the time, would give me little gifts. I had them all over my house and how I had them destroyed when I found out he was evil. But this book talks about the father having power over his children, spiritual power, you're the spiritual head of your house, how you bless your children and how you get out something. And that houses do have a dark energy. Through several shopping experiences since the 80s, I guess. Since the 80s, I moved a lot. I got fired a lot. I went to school. I did this. I did that. I would walk in and go, no. That feeling should tell you something bad's happened there. We went into one house that my wife liked, and she goes, I said, no, it's not right. It's not right. And the realtor says, the most brutal divorce I've ever been through. These people, oh my God, do they hate each other? I'm going to move my young bride into there. You have to pay attention to these things. There are energies, there are things, there are spirits that linger in households. And when I walked in this house, Muller Manor here, I didn't get through the front door. I didn't get through the front door. I walked it. I'll take it. The real estate person went, don't you want to see it? No, I'll take it. I've never lost money on real estate. There's feelings. Shatner, the Moody Blues, all these people have been to my places. My kids, the love. Man, I have broken the bank with everything I've done. I'm not trying to rip anyone off. I've broken the bank with everything I've done when it comes to real estate because I fill it only with love. I allow only the sacred and the divine and the good and the funny. There's whimsical stuff back here, but nothing demonic. Not skulls, not death, not evil. Get it away from you. You think that skull shirt is cool? The Day of the Dead, man. You know, in Mexico, we talk to the dead. And I'm not interested. Sorry, if that's your thing, fine. That ain't my thing. I don't want any death around me, brother. By the way, do you like how they've weaponized the flu? Today is January 3rd. I own one of the owners of the finest restaurant in all of Chicago. It's called Marchesa. What have I been doing? Well, I have a great restaurant, Marchesa. I like fine food. I've traveled the world. I've dined with many 1, 2, 3 lockbox, many Michelin-starred chefs. Our food. The minute Mayor Beetlejuice announced the January 3rd laws, lies, whatever you want to call them, mandates. Not 10 minutes. 3 minutes. The phone rings. $15,000 party canceled. Folks, if you knew restaurants and you knew what a small margin, yeah, there we go. If you knew what a small margin we operate in, 15,000, that's just to begin with. And these idiots are destroying business. Why? Why? Are the hospitals overflowing? I'm asking. I know you can't ask questions anymore. I'm asking. Are the hospitals overflowing? January 3rd, the mandates begin. Boy, how racist, huh? Have your papers. I've heard some Holocaust museum is demanding this, and then someone said it's not true. Boy, the irony. If there was some museum of tolerance, there's one right over here in Skokie that's incredible. Oh my God, is it great? Over by the mall. Someone said, well, you have to have papers to get in there. Are you kidding? There's no way. I think Pritzker built that. I think he had his money built that, or his family's money. I can't imagine. But tell me if I'm wrong. So not only are objects preyed upon, when you go to some Islamic country, you're a Christian, you buy a cool looking statue, you go to Africa, you get some art. In some cases, these things are preyed upon. I remember the story of the Dybbuk box. Talk about the Holocaust, where these women summoned this demonic, it's a long story, it's a book, the Dybbuk box. Dybbuk, I guess, to them meant demonic. The other thing is with pornography. Satanists will get a girl that's part of their group, very attractive, and they will pray that anyone that watches this has spirits unleashed, demonic spirits unleashed into them and into their home. And this guy claims in this book, Slaying Dragons, that when you see some beautiful woman on the internet, see her abused and everything, and it entices you, it excites you, it arouses you, and then you have to see everything by her. It's a demonic. You've been hooked. And the father of the household, looking at these things, then allows, not all the time, but God in all of his mercy will say, have at him. Have at him. He's yours. Out of 125 people that go and believe they are possessed, about 3 are. 3 out of 125. 2 Blackhawk players carjacked in front of my favorite restaurant, Armando and Joey's La Scarola, the greatest Italian joint on the planet Earth. The valet was roughed up, and 2 Blackhawk player cars were taken yesterday. Mayor Lightfoot is nowhere to be found. January 3rd, today it begins. More laws, more lockdowns. I have a package of these. I give them to my friends. I'm sure you've seen these. Right? Little sticker you put next to the gas pump. It's a little Joe Biden. You put it next to, I did that. Yeah, you did that, you jackhole. I love, if you're intellectually honest, you've noticed everything's more money. I went to buy a Ford Bronco. I was a certified Ford dealer. My brother has the dealership I was with. Would I buy a car from him? I went to get a Bronco, and the guy said, "Yeah, it'll be 6 months for a effing Ford." I was a Ford dealer. Come on, man. He goes, "I'll tell you what. We'll get you one right away." Pocket Square's not working out, man. I'll get you one right away. It'll be $10,000 over a sticker for a Ford. Why? Because the microchips are all made in China. All of our microchips are made in China. China controls everything. Our medicine is made in China. Whoever in the government decided that all the microchips and all our medicine, I say things all the time, and I just kind of, it's, like shit through a goose, just, or water off a duck's back. 2 foul references. Oh, he's a shock jock. He's so foul. Water off a duck's, you just hear it so much. Yeah. China makes all our microchips and all of our medicine. Think about that. Think. And whoever did that should be held responsible for treason. On a lighter note, goatee, good. Beard, good. Mullet, bad. Goatee, good. Mullet, bad. Goatee, good. Mullet, bad. Here's the beard. Huh? Beard, good. Mullet, bad. Now you learned the truth about toilet paper. Beard, good. Mullet, bad. All right. I grew up in Suicide Falls, Missouri. That's where my old Ford dealership is. I'll tell you what, dangerous town, that Suicide Falls, Missouri. They had a most wanted poster for murder. 9 people applied. My friend Kevin Burns wrote a letter to Grandpa Munster at the height of Munster Mania. He wrote this. Fred Gwynn, Herman Munster wrote him back. It changed his life. My nearest neighbor was a half mile away in Suicide Falls, Missouri. Half mile away on a dirt road. I saw Lost in Space. It changed my life. I rode away in the early 70s. He wrote me back, and he wrote me back. They both became dear friends. By the way, that guy that wrote Fred Gwynn, that had someone write him from Hollywood in Schenectady, New York, went on to do half the things you see on Netflix, created the History Channel, created Biography, and Time Tunnel, Poseidon Adventure, Lost in Space, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Land of the Giants. Kevin Burns, genius. And he was connected with John Jashney of Legendary Pictures. Legendary Pictures is, look up Legendary Pictures. Why did he become involved in all this? because Herman Munster took time to write him as a kid. For the people that like my show, the Mancow Militia of Love, I hope I've always shown affection. I did recently hear someone complaining, I guess he doesn't give a shit. My hearing is horrible. My hearing is, since 1984, 10 hours a day, my hearing's not good. So somebody said something to me nice, I didn't react. Denzel Washington, the Coen brothers, one of the Coen brothers has done a movie. It's going to be on cable. Hamlet, come on, you can't, the Bible, but you can't beat it. This is OMD. Why? Because I like him. The first interview I ever did was with a guy that was a complete bastard to me. He acted like the mic wasn't working. My first interview, he knew I was nervous. I hated him with such a passion. And now, with a few years, he was probably just messing with me, having fun. You may not recognize these two people. It's me and Tim Conway. By the way, at the Sportsman Club where Gloria Vanderbilt said she got raped by Howard Hughes, I stayed in Howard Hughes' room. At the Sportsman's Club, I got a chance to roast Tim Conway. And I remember the character he did? I said, look, he's finally that guy. And I tore him up. The crowd went crazy, and I was ruthless. You bastard, I finally got you back. And now he's dead, and I think he's probably just messing with a kid. Starlight Theater, Kansas City. Found a check from Red Skelton. Do you know who that is? Nobody knows who Red Skelton is anymore. It's a shame. This was when Kenny Baker came in my studio. You won't believe this. This is incredible. I didn't know. You don't know how great this was. This guy, they wheeled him in. Kenny Baker. Do you know who Kenny Baker is? Or Kenny Baker in my studio. He came in my studio. This picture is from the set of Star Wars. The people that came through that show. There isn't a movie. There isn't a... I know them all. I knew them all. And, of course, now Doctor Who is some masculine woman, and you get woke, go broke. But how about this? There are those of you who don't know who Tom Baker is. The one, the true Doctor Who. Just as William Shatner back there behind me is the only Kirk, Johnny Weissmuller the only Tarzan, and I do like Michael Keaton. I do. But the one true Batman is who? Who? Adam West. Adam West. Am I looking up at Jesus? No, there's people standing around here if you're curious, okay? So went on vacation, went to Florida. It's where JB is. The mandates are here. Slavery is here. This place is, Illinois has gotten unlivable. The exodus has begun. I put out a video, got a lot of hits. JB. But what we did is we left one of our kids here. Whenever we go on vacation, we always forget one kid, and they build elaborate booby traps just in case someone breaks in. Do you know what Tedeschi trucks are, or something trucks? A band, Tedeschi trucks. Does that sound right? Chicago theater. I have front row seats somebody gave me. Tedeschi trucks. I'm sure they're the best. I have no idea. Oh, by the way, my truck doesn't run on unicorn urine. It runs on gasoline, a-holes. My truck does not run on My truck does not run on unicorn urine. It runs on gas. These prices are killing everybody. Oh, he's doing a good job, isn't he? Just turn on CNN. They'll tell you. If an order is given by the government, this goes back 1,000 years, 80% comply automatically. They never question. 80% comply. They're the people that say, get on the boxcar, do what you're told. 20% will question it. I'm part of the 20%. And of course, in this era of digital AI censorship, it's not good. Only 20% will ask questions. The majority of people wanted us to coexist with Nazis. The majority of people wanted us to be run by England. You got to remember this. And so the guy that's asking questions, well, they're the conspiracy theory. The Siberian Orchestra. I love their Christmas music. I love it. Da 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 da. We were listening to it. Da 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 da. That's a big orchestra. They're all trans. I didn't know. Good for them. Good for them, right? Yeah. Someone said, Mancow, someone here said if you run for governor to get the liberals, don't call yourself Mancow, call yourself Moscow. I love it. Another guy said, let's see what's here. Tedeschi Trucks. That's right. Tedeschi Trucks. I got front row seats, front center. What is it? I met Tom Baker, Mancow. Oh, whoa. Yeah. The Revolutionary War was won with 3%. This I did not know. Look, guys, we're going to win. Good is going to win. God is going to win. Mancow for governor. Soon I will announce whether or not I'm going to do that. Look, for 100 years, we've had basic communism in the city of Chicago. Some are suggesting I run for mayor. However, I believe John Catanzara is going to run for mayor, and I don't go against my buddy. There's other good people running for governor. Frankly, they're all very boring. The one guy who got $5 million from that other rich guy is an Obama guy. His donors, the Clintons, this Republican, this African-American Republican, he got $5 million. Some rich people are backing him. It's more Illinois Republicans, which are Democrats. My feeling when I went to the Republican Party was, yeah, you can be governor. Come on. How do you think someone is someone is as the milk, we'll call him the milkshake man. How do you think the milkshake man, people don't like him. People in the party don't like him. They tell me they don't like him. Do you know what I'm talking about? I say the milkshake man? The ice cream guy that's Oberweis. Man, the best eggnog I've ever had in my life. Oh, but nobody likes him. He's not a liked guy from what I understand. I don't want to hurt the guy. Come on, it's still the Christmas season. But from what I understand, what I've heard is, oh, yeah, you're our guy. It's the Generals versus the Globetrotters. It's kind of like when the Brooklyn Brawler would come out against Andre the Giant or Hulk Hogan. Anyone against Hulk Hogan. There's the Fall Guy. This group of Republicans, they're not serious. They're not serious. Illinois Republicans are useless. Yeah, like my tits. What are they there for? Why do I have these? Except to hang jewelry from and to hang from the ceiling like a man called Horse. Okay, that's just silly. He's just being silly now. I've been persuaded, reminded, pressured, lied to, incentivized, coerced, bullied, banned, shamed, and criminalized. All they want is compliance. They don't want anything else. And truth resonates. Truth resonates with a human being. There's been books about it, studies about it. You know the truth. Yeah, maybe you've been programmed to worship this government by your god-awful public schools, but you know the truth. In your heart, in your soul, you know the truth. Does it feel right? Does it? Persuaded, reminded, pressured, lied to, incentivized, coerced, bullied, banned, censored, all the time, shamed, criminalized. I have so much I want to tell you, so much I know, I can't, because you'll never see me again. That's the truth. Doesn't feel right to you. Be part of the 3% that stood up against King George. Be part of the 20% now that says, no, leave me alone. I don't want to be part of your experiments. Leave me alone. That felt good. Like primal scream therapy. Do you remember that number? I'm going to ask you about it coming up. Omnicrom. Talked to a lot of people that have it. You feel sore, you feel exhausted. Most people describe it as it's like a hard day's work. That's how you feel. You feel like you worked a hard day. That's why the Democrats hate it. Chicken face. That was good. That was a good one. The next Bitcoin, unvaxxed DNA, baby. That's the next Bitcoin. I'm going to be like hell goes to Frogtown. Rowdy Piper, man. And they all want the horsey sauce. Do you know the fourth little pig made his house out of wolf skulls? Not very strong, but they didn't F with him anymore. I think I want to make, instead of siding, I think on the outside of Muller Manor, I want to have communist skulls. Didn't they used to, what's the guy's name? You can jump on here, Nudie, but didn't they used to, Rosenberg, they used to kill traitors, right? This general, what's his name? What's the general that likes to play, the one that Trump said, oh, he's just stupid and everything? Willie. You know what I'm talking about?
Millie.
Yeah. Get off. Yeah, love you. Millie. Trump. Mar-a-Lago. My friend Jim Peter, Guides of March, and Survivor, Eye of the Tiger, spent New Year's Eve with Trump, said he was great. I was down at Mar-a-Lago. I was down at the Breakers. I was down at Dewey's Catfish. I have a shirt for you. And just had a great time. It's great to feel free, man. You go to Florida, you meet nothing but Chicagoans. I couldn't take it anymore, Mancow. Love you. Love your show. Couldn't take it anymore. But Millie called the Chinese and warned them. Called the Chinese. He's a traitor. What happened? Isn't treason a thing anymore? I've used so much hand sanitizer that when I go to the bathroom, it actually cleans the toilet. JB and Lightfoot. Did you ever think you'd encounter anything like these troublesome twosome? Huh? JB and Lightfoot. I think they're going to make the way for more Republicans or maybe a strong independent. You know what else they've made a lot of? You know what else they're really good at? JB and Lightfoot, Beetlejuice. You know what they're very good at? Corpses. Where there is no vision, people perish. And these people have no vision. What's that number? Find me that number. That number. 793. 793. Do you know what it is? Let's see if anyone knows. They suck. Clark's Fish. I don't know what Clark's Fish is. I met you at Ron of Japan last year. I hope I was nice. Ron of Japan, it needs a good cleaning. But what I like about Ron of Japan is that sauce on the shrimp. Oh, that's why I have. That's why. Yeah, it is. Tell us what 793 means. Let's keep it nudie. Nudie, put it up. 793. I'm going to announce soon whether or not I run for governor. Shot and killed. Shot and killed. Shot and killed. Shot and killed. Their policies don't work. Could love and truth work against the machine? Are we going to get to find out? Can love and truth work against the machine? Or are some going to step over their dead kids to vote Democratic again? Or will they ever allow us to have another election? Someone out of Hillary Clinton's camp told me they've got to keep so that we never have in-person voting again. 793. What do? Do you get depressed or do you fight back? Depression is another trap. Self-pity is so ugly to everyone. Woe is me. Fight it. Fight back. Refuse. Gandhi, Jesus, Martin Luther King Jr. You can do it with love. We're going to win with love. Let them hate. Let them mandate. Let them break the law. By the way, they don't have any control. They don't have any control over us. We give them the control. Why are we? Sit at home. Okay. I've had it. I have the antibodies. I don't need to. Go get 4. Get more. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, remember that? Remember that when Trump made fun of a guy? All right, okay. Oh my God. Oh. And then they would go on for hours about him. I think he's going to run. I think DeSantis is going to run. I've just been down in that area. I'm going to talk to some experts. I don't just say this. I don't know. I think that Trump's stance on that may be it. That he may be over. We'll see if he can recover. He does have a big ego, right? Sometimes the things that make us great also destroy us. His greatness is also his weakness. Huge ego. I want you to pray for me as I continue to consider the run for governor. I've been offered a big syndication deal, or I should say we're talking about a big syndication deal. I will also tell you that Steve Mandel, my agent, talked to the people as Rush was dying. And I said, please. I'm from the same part of the world. I evolved in the same pond as Rush. What do you see now? Anger. And it's all Republican Party nonsense on the radio. You don't hear anything real. You're not being told the truth. I want to tell you the truth about this stuff. But let me just spell it for you. BAD. That's all you got to know. My wife has my friends. I get the memes. Look. I knew it was shitty from day one, and any of us with common sense did. Okay, let's take a moment. Let's take a breath. It's 2022. Remember that good wins and God wins. I ask you kindly, we win through good and God. They use death. They use fear. Fear is mentioned in the Bible 365 times. Easy to remember. 365 times. And not one time is it good. Flynn, Cruz. I like the Flynn part. Mancow, I'd vote for you, says Dennis. Governor Mueller, make Chicago great again. God, it was a great city. Those halcyon days, that shining city. Oh! Before the thugs came with the backpacks. What can I steal? What can I fill in here? Do you see the story of the guy they arrested? What was it, 1,000 times? Come on, folks. If and when I'm governor, you steal, you loot, you pay the price. You pay the price. You know, it's just not looking right. If I'm going to be governor, this has got to be balanced. Mad love from Mueller Manor to you. We're going to have a great guest next week. This was just kind of a preliminary warm up. I just didn't want to leave you hanging. Skeletons in the closet. I got a graveyard. And here's the thing. You know all of them. You know everything about me. Those of you that listen to me, you know everything about me. You know what they're going to say. So do I. I've been told the people that are going to attack me the hardest are people out of the Rabin camp. Is that his name? Rabin camp, or the Bailey camp? Because they're the ones you really threaten. I hope that's not true. These are other people running for governor if you don't know what I'm talking about. I hope it's not true. We're more like-minded than we are with somebody like JB. Again, Can love win against the machine? Can it win against JB's billions? It's funny, I was at Mr. Beef, and I met a guy who worked at the Hilton or the Hyatt. Was it the Hilton or the Hyatt? I don't know. And JB worked for him, and the family owned, it's the Hyatt. Yeah, the family had the Hyatt, JB Pritzker, and he had to work. And the guy said, well, I was his boss. Some guy met at Mr. Beef on Orleans. And again, I want to pray for the people of La Scarola and the Blackhawks, everybody that got carjacked. And anyway, pray for the cops. But this guy said, was he a good worker? He said he worked on eating 3 banana splits a day. I said, the guy, JB Pritzker, working here locally at the Hyatt, I guess out by the airport, ate 3 banana splits a day. How? Well, look at him. It's possible, I guess. 3 banana splits a day. And he's the guy sitting in Florida telling me that, make sure they have their papers. He's a Jewish guy too. Well, come on. Have we not learned? Have your papers. Wow. How evil. How evil. How satanic. So what would I bring? What do we want? What do you want? I want less of them. I want less of them. I don't want to go on TV every day and ruin your soap opera. I don't want to stand there for hours while a cavalcade of morons comes out and tells me why I must be enslaved. I may be the governor you never see. I want to leave you alone. I do want to open up the mansion for parties. Seriously, maybe we'll do it through a lottery. I want you and me, all of us, to be free to work, free to travel, free to learn, free to question, free to speak, free to pray, and free to say no.